Good morning, student. Today we are going to learn or continue the second topic, that is nutrition in animal. So in this video we are going to learn human digestive system and ruminant. Already we have learned the steps involved in the nutrition, the definition of nutrition, steps involved in the nutrition, and nutrition in some animal like amoeba, hydra, and frog. So today we'll see about the nutrition in human being, that is human digestive system. Your body performs the steps of nutrition inside a long tube coiled in some places called gut or alimentary canal. Its main parts are the mouth, food pipe. Food pipe is also called as esophagus. Stomach. Stomach is the widest part where the digestion will take place. Small intestine, large intestine, ending in the rectum and anus. So these are the main parts of digestive system. Apart from that, there are glands like salivary gland, liver, gall bladder, and pancreas that secrete digestive juices that helps to convert the complex substance in food into simpler substances. So digestive juices are also secreted by the inner walls of stomach and the small intestine, which helps to make the food into simpler and soluble form. So let us start the digestion with the mouth, because we eat the food from the mouth. Food is taken in or ingested through the mouth. Digestion begins inside your mouth when you chew food. Think about your favorite food. What happens when you think about your favorite food? Yes, your mouth becomes watery. The water in your mouth is a digestive juice called saliva. It is secreted by the three pairs of salivary glands in your mouth. Chewing breaks down the food in small pieces and mixes it with saliva. So, this process is called as mastication. So, the chewing is done with the help of teeth. So, we have a set of teeth which helps to cut, tear, grind the food, and this process is called as mastication when the food mixes with the saliva. So, generally we get two sets of teeth in our lifespan. A small child will get 20 teeth, that is each 10 teeth in his lower jaw called as milk teeth. They are replaced by the permanent teeth. So there are permanent teeth in our mouth. It is a set contain 32 teeth, each 16 in a jaw. Teeth can be divided into, you can see, that is incisor, canine, premolar, and molars. So there are 4 incisor, 2 canine, 6 premolar, and 4 molars. So altogether 16 in the lower jaw, 16 in the upper jaw. Altogether 32 teeth, which helps to cut, chew, grind the food which we eat. Your front teeth are known as incisor. These are chisel shaped and used for biting and cutting. Next to the incisor are canines. These are pointed and are used for pressing and tearing pieces of food such as meat. The teeth at the back of your mouth are broad with an almost flat surface. These crush and grind the food. These are called premolars and molars. Molars are larger than premolars. The white substance, this is very important. The white substance that covers your teeth is called enamel, and this is the hardest substance in our body. The saliva in our mouth helps to break down starch of food into sugars that are easier to digest. It also makes food easier to swallow by making it wet and slippery. Apart from that, our mouth also has a muscular organ called tongue. Your tongue is a muscular organ that helps you to eat food. It pushes food forward towards your teeth. It also helps to mix the food with saliva, and it enables you to swallow. Your tongue does another job too. Small teeth buds are spread across its surface. Each taste bud can detect all taste: sweet, salty, sour, bitter. Scientists earlier thought that the taste bud that detect different kinds of tastes are located in specific areas of tongue. However, this is not considered to be true. Apart from that, the tongue helps us to speak. After the tongue, the food from the mouth goes into the food pipe. So that is called as food pipe or esophagus. After the food is swallowed, it slides down the pharynx into esophagus or food pipe. The esophagus from your mouth leads to stomach. It is made up of muscles. These muscles gently push down to your stomach, push down food to your stomach in a wave like action called peristalsis. Actually, this movement takes throughout the alimentary canal to push the food forward. Your stomach is J-shaped bag made up of muscles. It can hold up to 2 liters of food at a time. The food which you eat, up to 2 liters of food can be stored in the stomach. The food stays in the stomach for a few minutes to a few hours depending on the type of food you eat. The inner lining of the stomach secrete mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. The mucus protects the inner lining of stomach. The acid kills the bacteria that enter along with the food and also helps in the digestion of protein. The stomach muscles squeeze and mix the food with the digestive juices. The digestive juices break down protein into simpler substances. Thus, the food gets partly digested in the stomach. It then goes into the small intestine where most of the digestion occurs. So here the digestion is continued. Digestion in small intestine. As the food leaves your stomach, little by little, it enters a long winding tube below it called the small intestine. The last step of digestion take place here. So after the digestion, the third step, that is absorption, also will take place in the small intestine. Muscles. The muscles in the small intestine mix food with more digestive juices. Some juices are secreted by the cells of the small intestine itself. Other come from the liver, which is the largest gland in the body, and the pancreas that is located just below the stomach. The liver secretes bile juice, which is stored in the gallbladder. The bile breaks up fat into tiny droplets that can be digested and absorbed more easily. The digestive juices then act on these tiny droplets to form simpler compounds known as fatty acids and glycerol. So the fats are digested into fatty acid and glycerol. The pancreas secrete pancreatic juices that changes starch into simple sugar and protein into simpler compound called amino acids. So here the digestion get complete. The next step of nutrition, that is absorption, will take place in the small intestine. The digested food is then absorbed by the small intestine itself. Absorption of food occurs through thousands of small finger-like projections in the inner wall of small intestine. These projections are known as villi, that is singular form is villus. Increases the surface area of absorption of digested food. Each villi has a network of fine blood capillaries close to the surface. The food is absorbed on the surface of the villus and it passes into the blood in the capillaries. Once the food has passed into the capillaries, then the next step of nutrition takes place, that is assimilation. The food absorbed in the blood is transported to different parts of the body. It is used to provide energy and materials for the growth and repair of body tissues. This is the final stage of the process of digestion and known as assimilation. Glucose is broken into cells with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water to provide energy. Amino acids are used for building and repairing of body parts. Fatty acids and glycerol are stored under the skin, acts as the energy reserve. Next, the last step of digestion, that is digestion. Not all the food you eat is digested and absorbed. The food that cannot be digested moves from small intestine into a wide tube called a large intestine. Here most, you can see in the figure the photo of large intestine. Here the most of the water present in the waste is absorbed. The waste food is now almost solid, is stored in the last part of the large intestine called rectum. It is then passed out from the body through anus. So in this way the nutrition will take place in the human digestive system. So the next part of our lesson was, last part we can say, nutrition in ruminant. So ruminants are hooved plant eating animals that digest their food in two steps. So here the digestion will take place in two steps. Some example are cow, buffalo, goat and sheep. They have complicated stomach consisting of four chamber. So here they have complicated digestive system. They have four chambers and the digestion will take place in two steps. The food is swallowed, goes into the first chamber called rumen. So the food, what first they will eat the food and that food goes into the first chamber called rumen. Here it is partially digested and called cud. So this food is called as cud. It then goes to the second chamber from where it is returned to the mouth for thorough chewing. This process is called rumination. That is why these animals are called ruminant. After chewing the food, it is swallowed for the second time and then digested further in the remaining chamber. It is finally sent to small intestine where the absorption of nutrient occur. So in this way the ruminant digests the food. Fine. So some new words which we have learned in this lesson are pseudopodia, false feet of amoeba which uses to engulf food; mastication, chewing of food to break into small pieces; ruminant, plant eating animals that digest their food in two steps; villi, small projection in inner walls of small intestine that help in the absorption of food, digested food. Now we know. So what we have learned in this lesson, that is the process of nutrition in animal involves digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. Animals get their food in different ways. The human digestive system consists of mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine ending in the rectum and anus. The salivary glands, liver and pancreas are organs that also helps in digestion. The different types of teeth in humans are incisor, canines, premolars and molars. Digestion begins in the mouth and continues in the stomach and small intestine. Digested food is absorbed in the small intestine. Ruminants digest their food in two steps. I hope that you people have enjoyed the video and it helped you the learning process. Thank you. Have a good day.